Hello everyone and welcome back to It's Weeb. We're back on the EU4 for the Unguldavor campaign, and you can see right away, starting off with a pretty interesting event with the Ravelianism religion founded. Maybe I talked about it a bit before. The Ravelian are kinda like monk, I don't know how you would call that just go around. They weren't really a religion before. And yeah, it's just the founding of this religion. And they go about a bit everywhere in the world. I don't know if I'll call the map, but they spawn a bit everywhere. Basically, before you would get event, they would make a Ravelian society spawn into your province, which was just a buff. Like a little effect you had on the provinces. And now every provinces, I think I'll show it right here. Every provinces that had Ravelian state provinces, you can see, turn into Ravelian instantly. You can see some of the provinces turn black, and it's exactly that. And you can see around in the world, there is a bit of those black provinces that pop up everywhere, because as I said, they do spread everywhere. And yeah, you can see here the logo of the Ravelian society. It's still considered like the same religion as Corinith and Rogan Courts. That's why they use them as heretic. Then the Ravelian court has pretty much the same system as the Catholics in base game. They have some kind of pope, and there is a state called the Ravelian state. Like, it's a real country that spawn. I don't know if it's a country that becomes the Ravelian state or if it just spawn. But yeah, you can see higher electorates. You can see the Ravelian state. It's in the Empire. Yeah, it's right here. Black, same color as the religion. It's spawned with the center, obviously. But yeah, you can see it's kind of like the religion. There is funds, there is points that you get, and once we get 100 points, we get events to choose. We'll see that later. You can see the buff of the Ravelian is tolerance of items and institutional points. So yeah, it's mostly focused on technology. That's what I understood about Ravelian. They still do believe in God, I think, but they are like kinda atheist in the way. Like, you get what I mean? They believe in science, but as well in God. That's what I'm getting from the little I've seen. But yeah. But anyway, now is not the time to talk about religion. Now is the time to talk about war, because we're going back against Gromba, and this time they've got a pretty decent allies. So they have 3 allies. One of them being the big blue blob, pretty much in the east. With the island that kinda looks like Japan, which isn't an island because it's technically connected to one. And they have also 2 allies near my border, which I'm going to deal pretty easily with them. Gromba still hasn't any forts, so yeah, I'm still converting a bunch of provinces. It's going to take a lot of time. There's a lot of provinces to convert, and especially it's only effective against Corinith. You can see other religions aren't. It's not easy to convert them. But yeah, just look at what I'm at war against. Like, you can see that country does something. Yeah, I was having trouble saying Unguldavor at the beginning, but this country, my god, I don't wanna play this part of the world if it's to have country with this kind of name. But yeah, you can see it's going to be like the 2 allies in the south are already pretty much dead. Probably going to get a coalition of this war at the end, but I mean, I'm still alive to Gawed. The 2 of us together makes it that they doesn't want to try us, let's be honest. But yeah, so it's going to be pretty easy to deal with Gromba, especially if the ally doesn't seem to be sending troops for now, so we'll see. And yes, indeed, they didn't really send any troops. You can see we've lost pretty much what's the equivalent of the EU world. We are pretty much in Siberia or Mongolian plain, I guess, if you want to say. Like, all of this is like steppes and stuff like that, for the most part. It's where Centaur people used to live here. Seems like most of them are dead by now. I mean, there is still a few smaller ones, but yeah, it's mostly Gromba on this giant blue country. You can see they're starting to send troops now that I'm into their territory, pretty much, because that blue territory I'm invading that's not connected to their land is their land somehow. I think they got a vassal and annexed it, that's why it's here. And they've got even land to the north, you can see right here. And yeah, I need to go into the territory if I want to at least piece them out to get a decent piece against Grombar. So yeah, we'll have to fight. I can see we're fighting Grombar at bottom, but yeah, Grombar really hasn't any good troops to deal with us anymore. Yeah, he's dying. Goodbye, Grombar. But anyway, now that Grombar is done, we have to deal with this guy, and look at the amount of fort he has in his country, goddamn. And his capital is all the way over there, like, yeah, I'm not going to go and see that. Jesus, if Grombar has no fort, this guy has like at least 20. Jesus. But now that we are getting near his territory, you can see he's starting to have some army sending in. This one is alone, so yeah, just taking care of it. You can see I can't close because they have a shit ton of boats, so I can't close here. I can go a bit at the south, there is a passageway, but yeah, you can see that they're setting a ton of troops right here. I would have lost this battle. You saw that some of their troops left and went to the right instead of going into the battle. I think I would have lost if they sent in any more troops because they have way more than me. I did not really look into the war map, but yeah, they have way more troops than I do. Maybe they don't have the best quality either, but like I have my troops always spread out because they managed to sneak up some little snack behind, and it's really annoying because since Grombar doesn't have any forts, the AI can also sneak in everywhere and just sit back in the province. You can see they are all the way back to their capital almost. That's really annoying. But yeah, anyway, I managed to go a bit more south, and you can see like that little province that links the island to the mainland pretty much. Like don't know how it's called in English. Like maybe in almost island or something like that. I know there's a term for it. Like an island that's almost an island, but it's connected by a little bit of landmass. Yeah, it's pretty much that. But yeah, so we managed to get them a bit low enough, just enough to white piece them. I didn't want anything from them. I could have taken some money or anything, but it's not like I need money. And you saw even that they still had more troops than me, so it could have turned out pretty bad if they started to be serious and send all their troops at me when all my troops are spread out everywhere. But yeah, so we are going to be able to take a bit of land from Grombar. I'm going to cut them completely right here. You can see I'm going to take the mountain here, taking the land here, and I'm going to go and take the province that basically connects the east part and the west part. Yeah. Yeah, up, yeah it is. And now I'll be able to build a fort onto it, so it will stop the AI from sneaking behind and taking province, even though it's shitty province that I don't care about. Remember what I told you about big event linked to the Ravelian society? Here's one. It's the first event of the Ravelian when we reach 100 point in the religion. It's the point I think just grow with time. There is no modifier for it. But yeah, you can see it's a bit long. It's I think about L and stuff like that. Yeah, no, not really sure about all that. It's basically to decide between two options, between pretty much being tolerant with other religion or not being tolerant. You can see at the bottom the blue option and the red option. Yeah, it's pretty much that. So yeah, we're going to get the option between the Zealot Doctrine, which conversion is but the first step, the Royal Court mythos of emulating your part one's ideal is the truth. God is good and wants us to be good. You must perform good works for the church, ourselves, and each other if we are truly empower God. So yeah, I think it's a lot. So yeah, it's just the thing whether they want to convert everything. And then you got the elevated doctrine. It is true beliefs and understanding alone that empower God. Not only knowing but truly understanding the truth is what faith is made of. And as such, we can only achieve true salvation through ruminating on the truths that have been revealed before us. So yeah, all that will start up the first Ravelian debate, which is, as I said, it's like the Catholics at some point have this. It's the Council of Trent, I think, in the base game. I'm not really keen into history, but yeah, it's pretty much the equivalent. We're gonna have the choice to side with one of the two doctrine, the Zealot or the Redoute. I think I'll just show it. Yeah, and you can see it just adds a bunch of treasury to the church, which yeah, I guess. So you can see at the bottom we can choose between Zealot and Erudite. Yeah, you can see the amount of gold that as the Ravelian state. Jesus, that's a lot of money. But yeah, at the bottom you can choose between Erudite and all the other stuff. I think I'll choose Erudite because institution spread and stuff like that. And you can see that depending on where we go, we're gonna get bonus. So yeah, we get institution bonus on opinion of heretic. So yeah, it's pretty much the side where we are tolerant. The other one is where we are less tolerant. We have missionary strengths and we ate a bit more the heretics. So yeah, and you can see that the first one that was chosen, I think the one that chose is the Pope pretty much, and the one that was chosen is the one that's shining right now. Yeah, I chose the Erudite right here. On the buff that was shining is just opinion of heretics -10 or something like that, and it's also a prestige decay bonus. Yeah, it's a small one, but it's the first one. I mean, they are not all that big, but yeah. In just a few months or year after, the debate was over. So you'll see the first Ravelian debate is over. It's the event that told us that now we have the buff. So yeah, it's, as I said before, it's the buff that reduce prestige decay on opinion of heretics -10. It's also has yearly influence. Well, we don't really care. It's just to step up the power, yeah. The yearly electorate influence, which we don't really care. And look here, it's I know I've already talked about the game, well the mod adding new resources, but yeah, we have mithril in this province, in this little cave, which is still 8, so even if the province is kinda shit, I think I'm going to dev those kind of province, because 8, and I don't think mithril goes away, unlike them steel, which is your magical resource, the meteorite one, we already talked about it before. But yeah, mithril is pretty interesting. The problem is that it's really rare on the map. Already we almost don't see it. And here is like a little event for the construction of a wonder in my capital. You can see my capital is Castonoa, which is 3 provinces, city pretty much. Like you can see the 3 small provinces. And we can build wonder in each of them. Here it's the Imperial Apartment, so it's the one that gives admin power, if I remember correctly. Here is Iron Forge, or Dragon Forge, which gives military. On the west is supermarket. Don't remember its name exactly, but it's a diplo point and a bit of the diplo trade bonus. But it's nothing, they are not really crazy buff, but what is the mana points extra is very strong. And then we got already the second Ravelian debate, a bit smaller even this time. I'm not going to read through the different doctrines, they are pretty much the same stuff. The Erudite is tolerant and the Zealots want to convert everything. So yeah, we're gonna go, it's the same type, add a lot of money to the treasury of the church. Yeah, and you can see, yeah, most people are Erudite. And here we have a bit more close, because I am the leader, so I can choose which buff. I don't remember which one I went, but yeah, you can see there are some pretty interesting, like production efficiency, that's pretty nice. Improve relation or equality, that one is pretty nice for avoiding coalition. The missionary strength is pretty interesting. We can't lose this one because we lose the one on the right. So yeah, you can't lose too much on the left or the right. And if I lose the left, the left side is technically zealot, so it's not really logic that I lose many zealots. So I'll have to see. Yeah, you can see I'm clicking my tolerance to see if it's better, and yeah, I'm going to go with the tolerance because I mean it avoids rebellion, and it's nice, especially since I don't have tolerance ID. Tolerance ID being the humanist ID, but just renamed. Yeah, you can see I'm the controller of the church. It doesn't bring many benefits except closing the buff, as I said. But I mean, the Ravelian state, which is the Pope state, is Erudite. So anyway, it would have chosen the right side. But anyway, look at that. Gawed, my ally from the northern link, and it seems that they have a bit of a problem. Look at the small stacks they have everywhere and all the rebels they have. I hope they won't collapse because they're my only ally. Well, if they collapse, I can just go and attack them instead. Yeah, just look at this little clip where I made my king a general, and look at the amount of clock he has on his pips. My god, I didn't even know that this mod allowed for such things. So yeah, I think it's 8. I can't really see clearly from my editing software, but yeah, It's a very big number. In combat it was really hard, and it really fits the fact that I'm a dork, so yeah. And here, you can see that my ally still didn't really recover that well from its little problem. He was allied to this little country in middle of Laurent, and Laurent attacked it, so now Laurent is at war against my ally, and he's most likely going to win, let's be honest, from the way it's looking right now. I don't think the Northern Link can 1v1 Laurent right now. It's probably in a bad shape in terms of both manpower and stability. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Next video might be the last one, not sure, we'll see, but yeah, I hope you guys liked it, and we'll see it closer for next time. Bye.
Girl, I'm sold. We never took a night off, saw me cold.